senior lecturer at the University of Nairobi. Now, we were still talking about when to tell that you need to leave this relationship, when it's getting toxic. But before that, Johnston came up with quite a different narrative, saying that even before you get out, you need to be aware that you've gotten into the wrong environment. So how exactly do you get, should I start with you? Because you're the one who came up with it. Okay. How exactly do you know that this is the wrong environment?
Let me first let me state what caused me to question that line of thought in terms of how do you get out. See, here's the thing. You don't tell someone to get out when they've already caused a mess. The mess is still there, and it still needs to be dealt with. So even if it doesn't happen to this girl, it's going to happen to the next one. The only difference is the next one isn't going to have the full picture. By the time it's happening, she wouldn't have read any of the signs because she's too soon in this relationship. Do you understand? So the trick is not to what do you call it? It's like prophylaxis. You treat at exposure, immediately at exposure. The trick is to prevent that situation. The environment we've created for ourselves, from the home to schools, even onto the church, right? The environment we've created can only create this kind of relationships. You understand? Think about it this way. The only person who's talking about relationships constantly is the music we're listening to. And the music we're listening to and the socialites we watch on TV, forget even the music. Let's go to TV. The kind of shows we watch, right? Every girl worth her salt has watched Being Mary Jane or The Fixer with Olivia Pope or How to Get Away with Murder. All these ladies are successful career women, but pathetic at being women. Do you understand? Why? Because they're in relationships, they cheat in those relationships, they walk around on their men. The men themselves are no better, they're even worse. You understand? So we've created an environment where the only people talking about intimate relationships are the worst kind of people. Do you understand? So when that environment is the only one these people are, even if you can tell the signals of toxicity early in advance, doesn't mean you leave this toxic relationship, enter another toxic one, and keep going up until when it explodes. So we need to create an environment for pure relationships to thrive again.
What is your ideal environment? Because he's talked about women, plenty of women. So what is your ideal environment for a good relationship, especially because, we are told you have to kiss a couple of frogs before you get to your prince. Stop shaking your head. Just yes.
I'm thinking if I have to kiss a couple of frogs before I get to my prince, I might as well die kissing frogs.
From salmonella.
But frogs have poisonous toxins. Anyway, an ideal environment, I believe, starts from self. It starts from self-identity. Do I know myself enough to be able to know what do I love, what do I dislike, where do I know that this guy is now really pushing my buttons, where are the boundaries, like what's the extreme and what can I handle and what can I not handle, and that those self-identity will stem from upbringing. It will stem from what I see since I'm born. The first people I see are my parents. The first people I see are society, my relatives. How do they relate in their relationships? You see, what have I been brought up seeing, even on media? Because if I'm brought up seeing that anytime anyone has an issue with their relationship, you just go ahead and stab your wife, then it feels normal for me to actually stab my boyfriend because he's gone on cheating on me. So what do I see all along, ever since I was born? And that's going down to what are we being exposed to as young people? What, in terms of society, what society exposing us to, what our parents exposing us to, and also how are these people helping us to gain the life skills that you can be able to cope with all these things. Because as a young person, you have so much going on. In where I am right now, you're trying to figure out your career, you're trying to figure out your life, you don't really know where you are, what you're doing, and what is really, finances, you don't know what is right and what is really wrong, what to do and what really to do, and now the emotional aspect is so confused that at the end of the day, you find that I don't even know if this relationship is bad for me. And that is why we are saying, when are you when do you know how to get out or when to get out? But now, does this girl, this young girl, does this young man know that this thing is even toxic for me?
That's
Before we
the
tell them
thing.
to
For the people